What was your feeling when the project was presented and you thought, okay, someone brought it to you and said, this might be a good thing for you? First instinct, was it positive?
Yeah, you know what? It was a musical. I've been doing musical theater since I was, 12 when I did my first play. So it was, you know, when they proposed the project, I was so excited. I get to do all the dancing, singing that I've done for years. On top of that, I get to do it on film, which is something that I was aspiring to do. So it was like all combined into one. It was just a fantastic project.
So anyone out there who thinks you were a basketball player who had to be taught how to sing and dance, it's exactly the opposite.
Oh, it's exactly the opposite. Oh, man.
I'm a singer and dancer, and they had to teach me to play basketball.
Exactly, and I wasn't that much of a singer or dancer anyway. So I was an actor who could do a little bit of all the other things. That's pretty much.
How rough was it for you to get to the finished product, which looks great basketball player, great singer, great dancer?
It's amazing. Looking back, you know, we had 2 weeks of rehearsal with Kenny Ortega and the entire cast. But, you know, with 2 weeks, everyone was able to accomplish so much. We all made leaps and bounds as far as, you know, learning and our talent just raised during those 2 weeks. It was incredible. And, yeah, it was very valuable. I learned a lot, and I was glad. I was just excited to do it, man. It was sweet.
Zach, tell me about the time you went to the Sherman Oaks Galleria,
Oh.
Tower Records,
Oh.
for an album signing that was for a different album than this. You were just going in as a shopper, right?
Yeah, I went in as a shopper. I had just gone to the gym, and I came back, and I walked in, and I guess there was some unrelated autograph signing or something, and there were tons of kids. That's all I know, tons of kids. And I walked in, I looked down to like tie my shoe or something, and when I looked up, the whole room was silent, and they were all sort of looking, and people were starting to point, and I just slowly backed up, put my hands up, and sort of walked out and ran to my car. It was pretty insane. That was one of the craziest things that's happened so
Has
far.
it been like that? I mean, though, pretty consistently? I mean, I'm looking at 34 million kids, people, moms, dads, everyone, families, have watched this movie, Unduplicated. Now, that is a tremendous number.
Yeah.
That's bigger than Desperate Housewives, yo. That's huge.
Yeah, maybe an episode, but yeah, it's crazy. It's great to get a response, and I love going out and seeing all the kids, and they're so excited, and you know, every time a kid comes up to you, you have to think back and get in their shoes and remember what it's like to see these people and get an autograph. It's like incredible. So I'm glad that I'm able to give them that experience. That was so inspirational to me.
You're gonna get sick of it. At some point, as an 18-year-old guy, you know, you're going to grow, and you're 19, 20, you're going to be like, I'm not getting out of this car, I'm not going to, it's going to be a challenge.
Well,
you have to remember that, and I'm going to speak for all the young parents out there. We need you to remain disciplined and just give them a good time. Can
for
you,
man. For you.
Will you do it? At least
course.
my kids. I don't care anyone else.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Best experience with a fan so far?
Oh, best experience.
Anything move your heart or something touching or?
You know, I love all the mail that I get and stuff like that. It's great just to hear from everyone. I love, you know, I actually love it when kids come up with their parents and the parents have to ask for them, you know, because the kids are so shy and, you know, just everything. I mean, every single person that comes up, it's great. I'm glad to know that I've touched them. It's really cool.
What do you do next with all this notoriety? What's next, babe?
I got to get work, man. Actually, I'm doing a pilot. I did a pilot for Fox. It's called If You Lived Here, You'd Be Home Now. It's got Jennifer Coolidge, a bunch of great people. And that should be out, I don't know, we'll see if it gets picked up. But
this might help it get picked up. I mean, this is a massive you know, base.
Hopefully. And then after that, I just, well, I guess I can't say anything about the other stuff I'm doing, but yeah.
You're gonna make an
a
album?
Few other things.
And there's, I mean, there's marketing.
There's no album in the works yet. I don't know if I'm ready at this point. I got to work on some stuff, and you know, if I made an album, I would put 110% of effort into that.
Right, but you love acting more, and that's.
Yeah, acting is definitely my staple.
In other words, you're working on, you got offered a movie part, and you're not gonna share it with us until it's a signed deal.
But.
Good for you, man. Write it. All right, we understand that Simon Cowell, the evil Simon, has asked you to do an album.
Yes, sure. I guess that's the case. Yeah.
Can you handle a little B rating?
You know what? We'll see. From what when I've met Simon, he's a great guy to me. That's all I can say. And I agree with a lot of his opinions on American Idol, so I can't say much. He's a good guy thus far, and the few times that I've met him, he's been amazing. So.
All right, all these girls down here, obviously these little kids are crushing on you. Who are you crushing on? This is a wide open town.
Oh my gosh. You know, at this point, I'm just relaxing and. Sometime down the road, maybe I'll think about girls. But.
I'm feeling my heart, the start of something new.
Give me your wildest experience so far with all of this fandemonium, let's call it.
I guess just kids screaming my name. Oh, I know. I went to my cousin's school, which wasn't very smart, but it was her birthday, and people didn't believe that I was their cousin, so I went to go prove them wrong, and I went, and when I first walked in, nobody recognized me. Once I walked out of her classroom and all the kids knew that I was there, the whole school just swarmed, and I got flocked. Just kids, like, crying hysterically, like, oh my God, just freaking out, and the
so
principal
emotional.
had to come along and arrange an assembly for me to talk to the kids and dance for them. So it's kind of crazy, but it was fun. I wasn't doing anything that day, so I made it worth my time.
Did you ever imagine that it would be like this when you were shooting this thing in 2 weeks?
Geez, not really. I mean, we knew it was gonna be something good. I mean, musicals haven't been done in a while, so for it to finally be done, of course it was gonna be something new to the kids, so we were hoping that they would accept it, and luckily they did. They did very well, and I don't know, it was just, we had, luckily, great success with it.
Now, are you singing first, or are you primarily like acting? And because you're gonna go the album route first, right? Before you look for movie projects or things like that.
It's both in the mix. I personally, my first love is really singing. No, sorry, acting. Acting's my first love, and singing's just coming along. I have stuff going for me, so I might as well, and it's something that I really like as well. So, I might as well go for it. But there's a few things that I want to do, but we'll see.
Have you been impressed with the power of kids? I mean, the tween audience had the power. What kind of buying power in the marketplace
Yes,
they
it's
have?
amazing.
What I mean, they are a force, and their parents are there to. They want these things, and the consumption by me and other parents of kids these age is powerful.
Yes, it is.
We buy.
It is, yes, especially from technology, how every kid has iTunes and their little iPods and cell phones, which they download things from. So, yeah, it's just amazing what kids can do, how they shot us to #1, and it's great.
Out of all the records that have been broken by this soundtrack, by this movie, on iTunes, which is the most impressive to you?
I don't know. It's still sinking in. It still really isn't there. I mean, to me, it just feels like we're in the beginning of the process, like we haven't even done it. And for us to have all this success, it hasn't really sunken in yet. It just blows right over my head.